My name is Tamara Morgan. I am the co-owner of Create the Collective. I have been in the industry for 14 years, which seems like an eternity, but it is not in the vastly growing industry of hair. I always knew I wanted to do hair since I was really, really little. I would go and get my hair done at a professional salon. I'd make my mom pay for it, and I would watch exactly how they did everything. I would then go buy whatever I could find at Smith's, because that's where we purchased our goods there. It was bleach kits and box kits and whatever I could find, and I would recreate whatever I thought my hairstylist did on my friends. I like to think it went pretty well, but in hindsight, it probably wasn't. So everybody walked around, myself included, because after I did my own too, I would just have bleach blonde chunks that were probably orange or yellow, but we all thought we looked great. So I started my education very young on my own. I moved into hair school when I was in high school. I went through the tech center, and then I ended up having babies and getting married way too early. So I dropped out, took a little hiatus, went to Paul Mitchell the school. Didn't love the culture of it because I was old at that point, and so I moved to Vegas, came back, and that's when I realized that's really what I wanted to do was hair. So in 2010, I started working at a salon actually down the street from here called Salon O. One of my big mentors was the owner there. Her name is Felicia, and that is actually where I met my co-owner, Brandy, and we just developed a great relationship. She was actually one of my mentors. Fast forward a few years, and her and I started working together again at another salon. After I left Salon O, I went and started another salon with some family members. At that point, I really learned how to not only run a business, but also manage people and run a team. And that's when I knew that eventually I really wanted to open a salon of my own. So I kind of went through studios with other partners. I started working in on-location stuff, doing weddings, events, commercial, and film. And that's where I found my passion for hairstyling and makeup and mentorship. From there, in 2020, during COVID, I kind of had this building just fall in my lap. I called Brandy, my partner, and I was like, hey, do you want to do this? And that was on a Monday. By Thursday, we signed a lease and we decided to open a salon. Thus, Create the Collective was born. Our idea behind it was creating a safe space for stylists who could really truly be themselves. They could booth rent, they could be commissioned, they could need mentorship. They could also be very seasoned stylists, but people who all shared the same vision of creating a super team and coming together with the ideology that there's more than enough for everybody and there's really truly power in numbers. What inspires me the most about this industry is truly people. I love people. I love connecting with people. I don't believe that I'm just a hairdresser. I have so much more to offer. And so every time somebody sits in my chair, yes, I do color, and yes, I do extensions and cutting. I'm an educator. I've worked for many brands, but I really am just in the business of people. So people who come to me don't come to me just because I am a hairstylist. They come to me because we really are friends. I create very strong bonds with all my clients, actually, and that is how I have built the clientele base that I have. I am fully booked. I'm actually not taking on new clients unless, no, I'm not. I'm not taking on new clients. At this point, I am just moving into the business sector of salons and more mentorship. So I am starting to move away from the chair and utilize the skills I have learned to start helping new stylists coming into the industry create what I have created, which is becoming a six-figure stylist in our industry because it can be done. I am also a big believer in that you can have it all. So you can have a family and you can have other things that you like to do and do hair, but you can find a way to create fluidity in all of it. It isn't just you have to be a hairstylist. You kind of embody it as a lifestyle. And that is also why I chose it. I love the lifestyle. Not just the people, I love the glitz and the glamour and the fun. I also run hair and makeup teams with Create on Location. Create on Location is our sister company that I also own, and we do weddings, events, commercial work, film in large team settings or small team settings. I have also started to move away from that and move more into the leadership and the mentor role in building the team aspect of that. I don't have a lot of hobbies that don't involve work, unfortunately. My hobbies consist of being with my family, and working is my hobby because I truly do love what I do. I love mentoring, and I love building teams and people management, and I love making people feel beautiful when I do step behind the chair and create or go on location and create. I am a very spiritual person, and I do truly believe that everything happens exactly how it's supposed to. So a little fun fact about me is I am such a believer in the universe and the bigger picture, so I don't ever force anything. I kind of just let things be what they are. In the same way that Create the Collective evolved, it just kind of fell in my lap and I just ran with it. And I will say the most terrifying thing I've ever done is start a business, because you don't know what you're doing, you only know what you know. And when it fell in our lap, we had no idea what we were gonna do. We just kind of signed the papers and we ran with it. And there was days that we didn't know if we were going to be okay, but we kind of just trusted that everything would work out exactly how it's supposed to, as it always does. As I said earlier, I am not taking new clients as I am moving out of being behind the chair and stepping into more of a leadership role. But you can find me in many places. So I have my own Instagram, which is by Tamara Morgan, my name. I have our On Location team, which is Create On Location. You can see all the really cool things we do there. I have my TikTok, which is embarrassing, but I'm gonna share it anyway, and that's Create by Tamara. And you can also find our websites and everything linked in there as well.